Hello everyone, I hope you're enjoying your 3D weekend, as snowy as it is. Today I need to tell you about our next assignment coming up. So just a reminder, coming up a week from Tuesday, then you'll be doing your presentations in the studio. Just a reminder to have those ready, so just read over the directions for that, be prepared on Tuesday. In addition, we're doing another video assignment, so let's get into that one. You'll be preparing a video resume. So this one has some particular things that we need to do to learn a few aspects of video production. So you're going to create a video geared towards your persona. It's designed to build your credibility. We're actually going to put a link to your video or your actual video in your ebook when we do that later. So you can use any video camera you want. You can use your laptop, any editing tool of your choice. And I've created a tutorial to help you go through and do some of those things. But there's some particular things that you need to do, and then you have choice on the software that you want to use. So first, you need to include you on camera, and there needs to be photos and video clips as B-roll to enhance your stories. In other words, you'll be talking to the camera, and you're going to edit in video or photos over the top, so it'll be a nice video resume. So check out your background experience as it relates to your topic and persona. You're going to put together this 2-column script, which I'll show you just in a minute. And you're going to decide what you're going to say, and we're going to practice using a teleprompter, and there's a couple ways you can do that. So I'm going to show you some tips to help you do that. Then we're going to edit it together. So part of this is the process of video production and pre-production, production, post-production. We want to get familiar with that. So you do need to include some music and text, and I'll show you how to do that. And definitely put your video in HD quality. You're going to post it on your Substack, and Substack is pretty easy to put video on. Make sure you review that. You can either put video from a file or put it on YouTube and then put the link from YouTube right into your post. You're also going to attach a completed 2-column script. We're going to look at that in just a minute. And then when you do your final submission, you'll put a link to your video as well as tell me what camera you used and what editing software you used. All right. So think about your persona. What do they want to know about you? You're trying to show that you are a student who is very interested in digital and social media. So what do they want to know about you? So it could be somewhat personal, but they probably don't want to know about your cats and things. Maybe they do. So you think about what people want to know about you, but you definitely want to show your credibility in this area. Okay, next, you need to look around and gather photos and videos. You probably have a ton of them on your phone. Make sure you've got videos and photos that are relevant to what you want to talk about, and you're going to get those together, make sure you've got what you want. And you're going to make an outline of the main points, and it's going to I'll show you 2-column script in just a second. Now, I put this here. Not many of you probably have this issue, but occasionally we have some still photos, and we want to digitize them. And this photo scan by Google Photos is free. It actually is a really good piece of software. It's for taking a still photo and turning it into a digital photo, so a hard copy into a digital copy if you need to do that. Okay, here's the format, our 2-column script. So I put a template together. You can just download it. It's just a table with, on the left side, anything that we see is going to be listed there, and on the right side is anything that we hear. So here's a 2-column script that I put together for my video resume. So you see on the left is everything that I talk about. So it's a word-for-word script. And on the right, you'll see there's a name of a photo or a video or on camera, which means just me on camera talking. So as you go through this, you'll see that each cell, as you go down, it usually means there's a change in visuals. Okay, so you want to put what you're saying on the left and what goes with it on the right, so it should match. So anytime there's a significant change, then put a new cell, and you know when to edit in the video or photos that you want to match with what you're saying on the right-hand side. So this is most important. So this is actually a big part of editing. Now you know what you're going to say, and you know what we're going to see when you say it. The next part is you on camera. So a couple of things you want to make sure you do. If you're going to use your smartphone, then make sure you have some sort of tripod or stabilization. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. In fact, you could just make sure it's set on a shelf or something where it's at eye level and it's nice and level. It's not going to move around. The other thing you need to worry about is lighting. So a lot of different lighting setups you can use. I just suggest whatever you do, make sure you have lighting coming from a slight angle and from above. It usually looks good. Try not to mix lighting. In other words, have a really bright indoor light mixed with sunlight coming in from the outside, because you have 2 different colors of light when you do that. So, and you can certainly use a self-ring if you want. The other thing is make sure that you're eye level with the camera. So you're looking right into the camera and it's not looking down at you or looking up at you. There's the look. I was in a hotel doing some video, and here's a key light, and you can see on the side, and I have some sconces on the wall behind a backlight. The backlight sets you off from the background and just sets you apart from whatever else is in the shot. I'm going to suggest if you want to use a teleprompter, that's an app or a service, then QPrompter works great. And it works on an app on iOS. I believe it also works on Android. And it also works just as a web app, so you can use it on your laptop. So you can just go to qprompter.com. You can copy and paste in your word-for-word text, and it works pretty slick. So here I am using just my cell phone, my smartphone, and my laptop as a teleprompter. So on this one, I'm shooting my video with the phone, and right behind it's a laptop, and I just have it open a Word document, and I'm just scrolling with the mouse as I read, and I'm looking right over the top of the lens of the camera and using that as a teleprompter. So you can do that. That's an easy way to do it. If you want to experiment with the teleprompter, this is QPrompter and what it looks like. It'll actually record directly to your laptop. So when you click the record button and click play, then it will slowly scroll your text in the prompter, and you can read it, and it's going to record it right to your laptop or to your phone. And notice here, this is from a laptop, and it's telling me what microphone I'm using, what camera, and that it's in 1080p 30, which is good. Make sure it's a 1080p is what you're recording in. Okay. Now, if you use the one on your desktop, then it will record it, and then you're going to need to go ahead and save that. So just when you get done, it'll say it's done. You'll export it as an MP4 to your laptop. On your phone, it will save it to your camera roll. So it'll be you on camera. If you use QPrompter, it does have a watermark, which is fine. So it'll watermark in the corner. It's not really bothersome. Okay, now let's get to editing. So you can use whatever you want. iMovie is pretty popular. CapCut I like, although people are worried about maybe getting blocked again, but I've been using it. DaVinci Resolve is a little bit higher end. It has a little bit more of a learning curve, but there's lots of others. If there's anything that you're familiar with, you're more than welcome to use whatever software you want. So this is a little walkthrough using CapCut, and this is mainly to show the process as opposed to showing you how to edit in CapCut. But for most software, it's the same. You open it up and start a new project, and then you select the video clips or photos that you want in that project. So make sure the first thing you select is you on camera, and you're going to import that and put it down in your timeline. And once you get in your timeline, you want to trim up the excess. Usually you start the camera a little early, so you don't want that, and often you'll let the camera run late after you're done talking. So you probably want to trim that off. And you can do that usually by dragging the ends of the clip and right or left to make it longer or shorter. And most software has similar, like on here, you'll see the split clips. You place the cursor where you want the video to be cut, and you hit the split clip, and then delete the side that you don't want anymore. So, okay, let's go to the next one. So then you're going to go back to your script, and you're going to just go right in order. You already have your voiceover and you on camera. Now you're going to drop the photos or videos right on top of you, right where they're supposed to be. So you'll see on here in CapCut, it's you through the overlay button. You click on that and import the clips or videos that you want, and then you arrange them in the order to drop them on top of your voiceover, you on camera. And for the most part, most of them are the same. Once you drop them in there, they usually aren't sized perfectly, so you usually use your fingers and resize the photo or the video so it fits over the top of you, so you're not peeking out from behind the clip. Then adjust it on the timeline where it fits right, and make it shorter or longer. Photos are easy because you can make them as long as you want or short as you want. Videos, not so much, because of course they're in real time, so you have to trim those up a little bit differently. Okay, text. So in CapCut, it's got a little button to put your text in, and it makes an overlay. It's got lots of different options for fonts and colors and things like that. So it opens up a text box right on top of the video. Then you drag it around to where you want it, make it bigger or smaller, change the styles, change the font. And then you can also have it fade in and fade out if you want to on the animation setting in CapCut. Again, iMovie works differently, but very similar process. If you want to put text in, that's great. And lastly, for some music. Now, CapCut, the freebie version, does have some music. It's a little bit limited without the pro version. But you just click on the audio and then on the sounds button. It's going to open up a bunch of songs. If it's got the pro little crown thing on it, don't put it in, because it will certainly let you put it in, but it's going to ask you to pay once you export it. So make sure you choose one that's free. And then once you drop it in, hit the little icon, it'll drop it down in your timeline, and then you need to adjust the audio. Usually make sure the audio and the music is low enough that we can clearly hear you over the top and it's not competing with you. Otherwise, then we hear the music and we have to strain to listen to it. I'd rather strain to listen to the music a little bit because it's not as important as your voice. Okay, once you're all done, a lot of different export functions. iMovie works similarly. You find the export button and it usually gives you some setting. Make sure it's set to 1080p, highest resolution there. Don't bother with 4K, that's a little bit overkill, but 1080p is just fine. And click on export. And typically, if it's on your phone, it'll export to your camera roll on your computer. Typically, it exports wherever you tell it to because you choose where you want it to be saved to. And then you're done with the video, which is great. So here's a finished file from me. And I edited this one actually on InShot, but I could have done it on just about any player. Video is a hobby, a passion, and a career for me. I'm Brian Howard. I teach video journalism and digital and social media at BYU, Idaho. My first professional job was as a TV reporter and anchor at KPVI in Pocatello, Idaho. I covered news and sports. I later worked at the Missionary Training Center creating language training videos, and then at KBYU producing live programming and interstitials. I've been at BYU, Idaho since 1999. For the past 17 years, I've hosted and produced Latter-day Profiles, which airs on BYU television. It's an interview program featuring noteworthy members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I have a side business called Shoebox Story. I do long-form journalism for news outlets in southeast Idaho and to keep up on my video skills. I got to be a producer and the voiceover artist for the documentary Mormon Scientist. That's the story of Elder Irene's father, who was a world-renowned scientist. I produced, shot, and edited Idaho's Anchorman, a documentary about an LDS news anchor that placed third in the documentary division at the LDS Film Festival in 2020. Shooting and editing video used to be very expensive and required lots of training. Tools like smartphones and video apps have put basic video editing within everyone's reach. With a little help, anyone can create quality videos to share their story. All right, there you go. So just remember, once you finish it, you make sure you have some music and text. It doesn't have to be a lot of text. If you saw it in my video, it was just my name. Now, I didn't have music on mine. I should put some on there, but there wasn't any music. But pick something that works well. You don't have to have music on the whole time. Maybe you have it just at the beginning or the end. You choose how you want to do it. Make sure it's exported in HD quality. If you're not sure about posting your video on Substack, you can upload it directly as a file or put it on YouTube first and then copy and paste that link right into Substack, and it works really well. So I want the link to your Substack with your video embedded on your post. Okay, and then just keep that information on your post on Substack. Tell me what camera you used. If it was just a laptop, that's great, or your iPhone, whatever happens to be, and then whatever editing software that you used. Include also your two-column script. I want to make sure that it matches with what you did on your video. Okay, that's the big assignment for this week. Make sure you read through the rest of the requirements. I've got some quizzes that go along with that as well. Then be prepared on Tuesday to do your presentation. You should have a little time after class to talk about your videos, and we'll definitely want to at least watch a few of those in class. All right, everyone, have a great week, and I will see you on Tuesday.